Clear Shots is brought to you by Pinecast. Use the code R-63F8FB to get 40% off your first 4 months.
Don't give him clear shot! Don't give him clear shot! Don't give him clear shot! Don't give him clear shot!
Swimming actually ain't a bad idea.
It's not, really.
I could totally go down for some swimming. It's only 6 o'clock. I thought it was already like 7:30.
It's still bright out. Usually we do these at night, and I can't see anything at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's super dark in here, because I always forget to turn on the studio lighting that we have in here. The high-quality studio lighting.
Yeah, the fucking fluorescent tanning bulbs.
Yeah. Did you see that show? Have you seen that show, fucking Who is America? The one on Showtime with Sacha Baron Cohen?
No. Is it any good?
Fucking hilarious. He does like this Israeli character, and like he dresses up with like a ton of makeup, and it's pretty obvious, like it's almost too obvious. But he talks to like these politicians and shit, and he gets them to say a bunch of shit that they shouldn't be saying. And they're going crazy about it now. Like they're all trying to like fire back at him and sue him and shit about it.
Is he talking to like congressmen and stuff like that?
Yeah. He talked to this one guy that was like pro guns, and he got a whole bunch of people to say that they like supported having like kindergartners with guns. Like this guy's like, yeah, he was like
the
talking
kids.
about, yeah. They even did like a little sketch where like they would put like stuffed animals on guns and shit to give to give them to kids. It's fucking hilarious. And it's probably the funniest show I've seen that also makes me fucking enraged at how ridiculous some of these people are. Like their opinions are actually crazy.
And it's called Who is America?
Yeah. It's fucking hilarious.
What do you watch? Do you have Showtime?
It's on Showtime, but you can watch like a whole bunch of clips on YouTube.
Word.
Which is what we probably should do just to see.
Yeah.
But it's great. I was laughing, but I was like, this is just, it's really exposing like how crazy some of these people that are in office actually are. I think there's a ton of different clips, but they're not like super long. I would like to find the one of the guns. First of all, this guy's out of his mind.
Roy Moore is fucking crazy.
Yeah, he is.
Modern technology is at the forefront of the fight against terror.
His makeup is hilarious. It doesn't even look like a real person.
No.
I'm going now to meet a respected politician to showcase the latest Israeli gadget. I'm sitting with Roy Moore.
Alabama Republican Senate candidate Roy Moore is facing accusations of sexual misconduct. 4 women, a total of 9 women, have now come forward. One accuser says that Moore initiated a sexual encounter when she was just 14 years old.
Get out and vote for Roy Moore.
So,
It really is.
so they talk about how he's clearly a pedophile.
Yeah.
And then they have Trump endorsing him.
Nice to meet you.
This is funny too. He actually,
Why Alabama have this strong connection with Israel?
It's just Alabama has always been a state that
he basically, what he does is he has this gadget that he pulls out that he claims detects pedophiles. And he like runs it over his own body, and then he runs it over this guy.
And he has
fucking goes off. It's so good.
celebrate throughout our history. Things like
And he gets pissed and leaves too.
People have always been free, whatever the religion or race or
well,
sexuality.
it's part of our heritage.
Of course.
You know.
So the difference in Israel, and many people ask, why are we have so many technological innovation? Because in the army there is a unit just for technological innovation.
The Army has always been about technology.
We're all very proud of the new anti-tunnel tech system. So I don't know if you are aware, we had 2 wars. with
He's basically
Gaza.
doing the Borat voice.
Yeah.
Hamas were building tunnels and using them to infiltrate.
I don't know what the pretenses they come in under are either. Like, I don't know what they think this is.
Waves that can detect where the tunnel is. Hamas are very upset about this, but it has been very exciting since it has been started. We have detected 3 tunnels, each of which would be used.
His unibrow is hilarious.
They now use this technology to identify other abnormalities. It turns out the sex offenders and particularly pedophiles secrete an enzyme 4-DDHT, which is actually detectable. It is 3 times the level of non-perverts. So the phrase sweating like a rapist is actually based on science. So
He's already
He's
like,
so
where's this
nervous.
going?
that is used in schools and playgrounds to detect anyone coming in, and if they detect the pedophile, the wand alerts the law enforcement and schools within a 100-mile radius. It is very, very.
It looks like a metal
simple
detector.
to use. You just switch it on, and
Or like
because,
airport security or something,
neither
you know.
pass or sex offenders, then it make absolutely nothing. You just put it on. You put it nearby. this obviously hold on. Must be faulty. It's malfunctioning. I'm sure it will do the same with the other guy here. Chezi? Sorry, is this your jacket?
Yes.
Did you lend the jacket to somebody else? Maybe?
I've been married for 33, so I never had an accusation of such thing.
I am not accusing you at all. This is
Well,
not.
then, if this is an instrument, certainly I'm not a pedophile.
Okay, no, but the machine is.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Israeli technology hasn't developed properly.
This is 99.8% accurate.
Well-
It is not saying that you are a pedophile, of course not.
I am simply cutting this conversation right now.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Have you been-
he gets up and
I
leaves.
support Israel. I don't support this kind of stuff. Thank you.
No, it is. I'm not saying that you're a sex offender at all.
Gets up and leaves.
So good. But yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like he basically does this to a whole. Bernie Sanders is on there. Fucking Sarah Palin's on it. It's
Jesus.
got. I mean, he really gets at people, and they say shit they really shouldn't say at all, and it ends up being aired. And now, fucking, they're all freaking out, pushing back against it. And the thing is, they can just claim it's a comedy show. That's all they have to do.
The politicians or
But
the
yeah,
producers?
that's all
Probably
they
both.
have to do. Well, yeah, both. But that's all they. It's so weird because you can say all that shit, and now people can see that too. Like, and now it's like a lot of the shit is just so fucking stupid. That fucking one thing that just they had maybe 4 or 5 people that were talking about how kids under like in grade school should have guns to protect themselves and shit. And one of them was talking about how like if they're young enough, they don't know the difference between right and wrong, and that's good for being a soldier. So they should just be soldiers, like child soldiers. They're so fucked up. But it gets all these people's fucked up opinions out,
Yeah.
and that's pretty awesome. It looks pretty funny too. I mean, I would like to watch it, but I don't have Showtime.
Yeah, that's my problem. Showtime is, they have a lot of good shows. They had the one, Roy Donovan, the guy that played Sabretooth. That's very, very, don't look into him. Just enjoy him as an actor. As a person, he's fucking creepy as shit. There was, pictures of
that's-
him. What?
That's some of the problem. There's a lot of people look into who the person is.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
watch
Well,
their shit.
There was the one that I guess they had, it was a Comic-Con, and the guy that played, I can't remember his name, the guy that plays Roy Donovan was there, and he had his son dressed up as Harley Quinn, and he was like kissing his son, like on the lips, and like grabbing him weird. Then there was the one, there was the whole rabbit hole, there was a thing I went down about all these, just how creepy child pageants are.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
we might
they're
have watched
fucking
it together. There was the one about the guy that had his daughter in the child pageant, and he was like checking her out while he was talking about her. That was fucking creepy. And she was trying to like distance herself away. There's a lot of fucked up shit, man. There's a lot of fucked up shit that makes people famous, and there's a lot of fucked up shit that people just treat as normal. Child pageants are one of them, man. They freak me out.
I mean, do they even really happen anymore? I think they were talking about, did you see the shit about how like they're not even gonna judge like beauty pageants on like physical beauty anymore or some shit? It was fucking so weird.
What's the point then?
Exactly. Like I don't understand. Is it a personality pageant now? Like what the fuck? I thought that was the whole thing.
That's so weird, man.
Child pageants, it's just, I don't understand what the motive behind that is. Like, why would you even want your kid to do that? Gives a shit. It's so weird too is that it reinforces like these female stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
That they're just like ditzy and fucking like there, like just to be
maybe
pretty.
that's why they're trying to get rid of the whole beauty scale, but at the same time, it's like.
But that's what it is. It's a beauty pageant. Like that's the point. I don't understand the whole culture of the whole thing in the first place. Like, where did it even come from?
One of mine and Wes's cousins, I think the three of them all do beauty pageants. One of them was like Miss Teen New Jersey or something weird like that. And it's like.
Did they win? So they won the Teen Miss New Jersey?
Yeah, something like that. I know she competed, Miss Starlet. I can't remember. Something weird, man. But, yeah, the whole culture is weird. And it's like these women are so vain. They're told to be vain from an early age.
Yeah, they're being rewarded for that. Like for being stupid and basically being stupid and just looking good.
Just caring about their looks. Well, remember that very infamous Miss America pageant? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Frank's
right?
Little Beauties?
No, I'll pull it up on here. This one.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that
yes,
Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa, and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
Dude, there's so many like stall words in that fucking shit too. You can see like just in the way she looks that there's just air.
There's
nothing going on in there.
Nothing upstairs yet.
The fucking the pistons are not firing. There's nothing going on.
And that's the funny thing too is our cousin. I cannot remember what the hell her name is for the life of me. Melissa, maybe I can't remember. Marissa. She's a fucking genius. She's studying like marine biology. She goes to University of Florida. Like she's fucking smart as shit.
So if they're not gonna judge people on beauty, it's just gonna be a spelling bee? Like it's gonna be Who wants to be a millionaire?
It's gonna be an hour straight of who's that Pokemon.
Oh my god.
They don't even do pageants in Oswego. I don't think they ever really did. I don't think they do. I don't remember anybody. I remember the one that was weird was dance, dude. Dance girls and horse girls. Dance girls were weird. They all had their little cliques and they just did the dance, going to the school of dance and all that, and such as, however, man. Man. No, right, but I remember the dance girls always had weird cliques, and then the horse girls. Everybody's got a story about a horse girl.
It's fucking hilarious.
My cousin Nikki is one of them. Rides horses, does the equestrian, goes across the country and rides horses for like show. And I don't know how you get into that. Money, first of all.
Yeah, you do have to be. You have to. There's certain things where you can't start doing them unless you have money.
Like golf.
Yeah. What's that fucking shit where you ride horses and you play croquet, basically?
Polo?
Yeah, something like that. Pocket polo.
No, I think that's regular polo. Yeah, where you're on horses.
Isn't pocket polo when you play with your dick and you
you play with your dick through your front pocket? You never see pocket polo on ESPN anymore.
No, you don't. And at the highest level, it's fucking impressive because they can really get jerking. Oh shit! Yeah, there's some obnoxiously weird sports around too.
Oh my god, yeah. What was the one they tried to get us to get into in school? Nitro ball. Remember Nitro ball? They told us it was going to be the next great American sport, and it was
the fuck is that?
It was it was tennis.
It sounds awful. First of all,
it was tennis mixed with volleyball. So you played on a tennis court and you used a volleyball, and it was just tennis.
Oh,
but with a volleyball.
With your hands.
With your
hands. You like
smack
it.
Yeah. So the ball was like the size of. I think it was a bit bigger than a volleyball. But it was just tennis.
Why wouldn't they just make a giant tennis ball?
Or why wouldn't you just play tennis?
Or just play tennis.
What was the other one? Pickleball?
Pickleball, yeah.
Do you remember pickleball? The pickleball leagues?
Yeah. How did that work? Didn't you have a little mallet or a little
yeah, it was
paddle?
like
a ping pong paddle.
It was like ping pong, but bigger.
Yeah.
I think it was the same exact rules, too.
Yeah, more
and it was
or
with
less.
a wiffle ball.
That shit's never going to blow up, let's be honest.
What was the one? Oh my god, I remember we were watching...
Nobody here even wants to watch hockey. It's weird. I mean, there's a lot of hockey fans, but Canada's fucking the hockey guys. People don't even want to watch hockey. They don't want to get... In the United States, people don't want to go outside of football, basketball, and baseball. They just don't. I mean,
even
they don't want to watch
remember
soccer.
NASCAR was getting big. Like, NASCAR's always been around.
Right.
But I remember NASCAR was getting huge, and then all of a sudden, like, people just stopped watching it.
It's more of a niche thing, too.
Mm-hmm. Cars and all that.
Yeah. Well, I just wouldn't... I like racing. I don't know how much I would like watching it, though. You know? It's weird. Like, I kind of like... I really appreciate what they do, and I like... I feel like I would like the sport, but not necessarily NASCAR, because their tracks are too simple and there's not enough action.
Watkins Glen.
I mean road courses basically. I'd rather watch the fucking, I don't know, I'd rather watch F1 or something. Yeah. I mean, those cars, they're fast and they fucking brake real fast.
Weeks ago, I think, right?
Yeah. They brake incredibly well. They handle really well.
How scary close you have to be.
I mean, it's open wheel racing.
Yeah.
It's really intense, and that shit is like that's what I would rather watch. I mean, I feel like there's a better chance of watching that for me simply because there's more passing. I feel like there's just more action. Mm-hmm. I feel like when you're just turning left, if you master each corner, all 4 turns, which even really, I mean, technically they're only 2 turns.
Yeah.
They just call them 4 turns.
I'm surprised that golf is still on TV. I don't know anybody that watches golf.
Yeah.
Do you want anybody that watches golf?
I mean, yeah. People do
the
watch
Masters.
golf,
I tune into the Masters. That's about it.
Yeah,
There's a guy at the Manor that like volunteers there, and he is obsessed with golf. I just
can't. It's
like,
not...
When he volunteers, he'll be in the dining room, and he'll have the golf channel on, and he'll just watch a random golf tournament that's on that day.
Yeah. Well, evidently Tiger Woods was all pissed off about one of his shots recently because someone was yelling shit during his shot. And that's not, I mean, it's not against the rules. It's just kind of an unspoken thing.
Yeah, it's more like don't be a douche.
Yeah, it's like a guideline situation.
You jackass. Is that what they were yelling at him? Hey, Tiger, you jackass.
You jackass.
You want to go to Red Lobster or something, shooter?
Well, we're waiting. That movie's fucking great.
I fucking love that movie so much. I just watched it the other day. Like a week ago. Oh, man. Was it last Saturday? Yeah. Trying to think what the fuck I did. I can't remember. I think I went out with Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got home. I got home at like 1. And then started watching Happy Gilmore. And then I fell asleep and turned it off. And I woke back up at like 8:30 in the morning and finished watching it. It's so good. It's so good. That's the best way I've ever started any of my days of all time. It was perfect. Just wake up, take a dab, finish watching Happy Gilmore.
I love watching golf movies just because I don't know why. They're just fucking great. Bowling movies are good too. It's weird.
It's the unconventional sports that are the most entertaining.
Yeah.
You don't see a tennis movie, though. They do have Balls of Fury, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy good, but
No.
it's pretty funny, I guess. It's one of those, like, mid-level comedies that's like, I mean, it's like a good watch, I guess, but you're gonna fucking, I mean, I actually own it. I don't know how I got it, but I have it. It's weird. I have a lot of movies that I don't even know where I got them from.
It's kind of like Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Joe Dirt's a weird one that everybody likes.
I want to watch Napoleon Dynamite again, because like that movie has no plot at all whatsoever.
Yeah, nothing really happens.
Nothing happens. I mean, literally nothing happens. He goes to prom with this girl.
It's such a good movie, though.
But somehow it's really good. Like every scene is completely disconnected from the last. Like there's no structure. But
it's
somehow
really
it's great.
it's the biggest love it or hate it movie I think ever made.
Yeah.
And honestly,
I don't know how anybody could not like it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
But people fucking just don't like it because there's no plot. But it's not about the plot. Like that's not what the movie's for.
Yeah, it's just everybody doing their own thing for an hour and a half.
Yeah. It's like basically just a compilation of scenes like put into one format.
It's almost like they accidentally submitted a film and it was all B-roll footage.
Yeah. It's fucking great though. John Heder, has he done anything since that?
I was just gonna say he was in the Benchwarmers.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Billy Bob Thornton. Who else was in that? Fucking Adam Sandler was it? Was it Adam Sandler?
Andy Samberg.
Yes, that's right. That's close enough, right? I don't know why I'm thinking Adam Sandler. What was he in? That was
David Spade was in it.
Yeah, David Spade. Yeah, that was a decent movie too. But I don't think he's done anything since that. I haven't fucking seen him. It's weird because he was like perfect for that character. He didn't like for Napoleon Dynamite. He really didn't have to really do do that much. Like,
yeah, he had to be like
that
he had to be bland. Like I feel like they just told him to just be boring. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, he pretty much already is that character. Just like now, all he had to do was make it a little bit more boring, and he'd be fine.
Yeah, I guess the whole plot is just Napoleon helps Pedro get elected.
Pretty much, that's it. Yeah, he meets Pedro, he gets elected, and then he goes to prom with that one chick.
Oh, and it's fucking Mrs. Mack is the fucking is his grandma.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, she's in a couple things that I've seen recently too.
Yeah,
and so is Charlie's mom. She was in a couple things I saw. It's weird I was thinking about that the other day. It's like I feel like they got those ladies just to do like maybe an episode or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they just stuck around because they were good. Like, because they worked for it. Like, I feel like I wonder how often shows do that too.
Where they
like
have somebody
they just have somebody on that's just supposed to be for that episode. And, you know, they end up sticking around. Like Creed.
Like the band Creed?
No, Creed Bratton from The Office.
Yeah. He's the best character. For real. Dude
was in a fucking band. And he was just on the set, wasn't he? I feel like he was just on the set one day and I don't even remember what the story was.
Here's my girl. Noticed you handing out some shekels. How would one get on that train?
That was per diem for Philadelphia. Ugh, that town smells like cheesesteaks. That town is full of history.
Andrea's the office bitch.
Yeah, no, he's great.
I'm trying to find that now. Let's see for The Office.
Yeah, he definitely. I don't know how he got on set, but he plays like a. That's
plays
his real
himself,
name.
yeah.
It's like he plays like an extreme version of himself. And he was in a band called the Grassroots back in the day. And it's funny because sometimes in some of the scenes, you can hear them playing his band.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was.
I'm trying to see.
Because I don't know why he would even be on set. Just there.
Yeah, he was a fan of the show, so he went on to the set, and that's what they made his character. He was never actually hired, but he walked into the office one day and acted like he worked there, and goes there every day and just sits at a desk. That's what his character does. He's the quality assurance manager. Creed can be counted on to shirk nearly all responsibility. He mostly just cleans.
Yeah. I love how he thinks it's a dog food company, too. He doesn't even know.
Yeah, that's the best. I feel like he isn't in a lot of episodes, though. I feel like...
No, they just have him in the background when they can.
Let me see. I like Stanley a lot, too. I mean, every character really is amazing.
Yeah, that's a show that has... It has such a wide range of different types of comedy, too. That's why it pulls so many people in. And each character is really well developed. I felt like they did a good job with the casting. Mm-hmm. And they're all still alive, I'm pretty sure. Most of them, at least. I would imagine they're all still alive.
Yeah.
And it'd be so cool to just see a reunion episode. But Michael, I mean, they had Michael Scott leave after 7-8 seasons, didn't they? Mm-hmm. And it's okay still after that, but with Andy being manager, it's not great. Andy's character isn't the best. I mean, it's pretty annoying a lot of times.
I liked Andy a lot more when he first started. I didn't like him towards the end, and I didn't like, who was the one guy that got Robert California?
Yeah.
He was a weird guy.
Yeah. And when Steve Carell leaves, they had Will Ferrell come in for a minute to do a couple episodes.
Those episodes were so weird.
Yeah.
It was like D'Angelo DiStefano or something weird.
D'Angelo. I mean, I don't know. It's the characters are still good and everything. And it's like, but usually after he leaves, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going back to episode 1.
Yeah,
I've seen it enough times to be like, well, I don't need to watch it again. I mean, nothing. I think
really when they lost Steve Carell, they lost like the tender side. They lost like the kind of like glue almost, but there were like all the emotional episodes. There really aren't many without him in there because he's kind of the driving force behind that, where it's like a slow realization or whether it's something he's doing that he doesn't realize is very nice. Like when he goes to see Pam's art.
Yeah.
That everybody cries about. I always get teary eyed when I see that episode.
Yeah. And then when he starts his own business.
Scott's Tots. That's my favorite. I love that episode so much. So many people I know fucking hate it, and I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. It shows, like, it's so weird because his character, like, he wants to do good, and he feels like he can, but that whole thing was, like, he made a promise that he probably knew he wasn't going to be able to keep. But he like gets caught up in the moment is what happens.
The best part is right when that episode starts, they're like, what's Scott's Tots? And Stanley's in the bag and he's just like dying because he's the only one that's been around long enough to remember. Yeah, The Office.
And then he buys all the kids computer batteries.
They're lithium.
Wait, they're lithium.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. They have the Office YouTube channel has the best of for like every character, and I think it's like every other month or every month they release the new best of. But it's hilarious because the first one they ever did was Creed. Like he is the best character in my opinion.
Yeah,
because every time he gets actual roles, he's golden.
I like Kevin a lot too in a lot of the situations.
Oh my god. Yeah, Kevin's amazing.
The one where
what's the girl's name that thinks he's retarded?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I do numbers.
Yeah. You drive your own car?
Mm-hmm. Do you want any M&Ms? I have to put a lid on them so nobody else takes them. Yeah, that show's great. It's a shame it had to end. I mean, it had to. It was on for a while.
Yeah.
Like
it had
10
the
years.
the same thing that happened to that 70s show when what's his face left there.
Nigel. Ian McShane.
No, it's not.
Topher Grace. Topher Grace, Jesus.
He left to do Spider-Man, I think. Or one of those movies. No, not Spider-Man.
He was in Predators.
Yeah, he was in Interstellar too.
Yeah. He was a wicked sketchy character in Predators. He was the serial killer that pretended he was a doctor.
Well, that's what he wanted to do, was he wanted to show off that he isn't just fucking Eric Foreman.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the way to go. But that's the same scenario. Like after he leaves, I pretty much go back to season 1. So it's not much to it.
No.
It's like you're losing the main character of the show. I mean, these shows...
There's very few... I think the only show, like Always Sunny, you could take out.
Right, yeah, there's not really a main character, though.
If you got rid of Frank, I don't think I could stop. I think I could... I don't know.
I mean, some of the first season
But the first season was pretty good without him.
It's like... Yeah, but now you've made that spot for him, so it's like... But some shows just don't have a main character. Like, they just don't. And that's The Office and
Game of Thrones.
I mean, The Office kind of has a main character, but there's always a head character, but not necessarily the guy you're following the whole time.
Yeah, I'm even trying to think, like, even the way South Park is now, it used to be Stan and Kyle, and then it was Cartman. Now
I always felt like Stan was kind of the main character, like, for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. And then Cartman was the main guy, and it worked for a while, but it gets stale.
Yeah.
But now it's mostly Randy. It seems like Randy and Gerald.
Randy he got thrust forward into the spotlight, probably because he was fucking hilarious in some of them. Especially like the one where they lose the internet and he goes to fucking, he goes and like jizzes
it's
in
ectoplasm all over.
It was a spooky ghost.
I'm trying to think what other shows. Curb Your Enthusiasm is one main character. It's based on Larry David's life, so you can't really take Larry David out of the show. Mm-hmm. Seinfeld is Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Is Friends good? Do you ever watch Friends? I've never seen it.
No, I've never seen it either.
I don't even know who's in that. I know
it's like
Jennifer Aniston, and is that the one with Courtney Cox?
I don't know. It's got that one guy, that one good-looking fella. Topher Grace.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's Trailer Park Boys. That shit's like not really a main character. It's 3 main characters, really. Yeah. Although Bubbles wasn't supposed to be one.
No.
Initially.
I actually like when you watch like the first 2 seasons where Bubbles is just a side character.
He's very different.
He's a bag of shit.
Yeah.
And they turned him from that into like sort of a bumbling idiot, which kind of sucks. But I loved him in the original, like in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of these shows too are interesting to watch because you watch the characters develop as it goes. Mm-hmm. So like when you go back to the first season, you're like, well, these characters are kind of different from what I remember because I haven't been watching the first season, but it's completely different. It's the same. It kind of happens with, even Sunny kind of, you see some of the characters develop. Like Dee was kind of like the voice of reason and shit at the beginning. And now she's just like, like one of them.
And she didn't, like Always Sunny is one of those shows. I was going to say they don't get flanderized. They just get more, instead of being more of how they started, they get more and more dynamic, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just weird because I get so caught. Like, I pretty much watch the same fucking 5 shows. I never, like, really get into anything. And some of these fucking series now, like Netflix and Hulu and all these series that they have, they're just so long.
Yeah.
Like hour-long, 45-minute episodes, and then there's fucking 8 seasons of it. It's like, I don't want to sit and watch all that. I feel like it's a commitment. I start watching it, and then I have to watch the rest.
Arrested Development is a good one if you've seen that. That's a good show.
I think I've seen some of it, yeah.
It's on Netflix. I think it's on Hulu now. But it's that's one of my favorites. But the problem is there's only like 35. Well, actually, no, they just did a new season, so there's probably like 45, 50 episodes. Mm. But it's about this family that was all glitz and glamour and super rich, and they end up losing all their money. And the middle son, the main character, Michael, was always used to not having the money.
Michael Scott.
He kind of left the family alone, and then he has to come back into the family to help everybody deal with not having a ton of money. And it's pretty funny. It's got Will Arnett. It's got Jeffrey Tambor, Jessica Walter, Michael Cera. It was the first show Michael Cera was ever in. He plays his son. He's so fucking awkward in that show. It's like more than...
He's very good at that.
Yeah, but it's like more than anything else. Like, he's worse... He's more awkward in that show, in my opinion, than anything else he's ever been in. He's just
really?
So bad. Yeah, he's like
ridiculous.
In love with his cousin. So, like, whenever they're on screen together, it's always just super fucking... it's bad.
Creep.
If there's one character I really don't like, it's Meredith, and it's just because she grosses me out.
Yeah. Well, there's not much to her character, really.
True.
Many women, often outdoors, in the mud and the rain. And it's possible a man slipped in. Would be no way to know. So, swing, come on. All right, let's try it.
I don't even remember that.
Because I don't. If it gets out, they won't let me scuba. If I can't scuba, then what's this all been about? What am I working on?
Oh, this one's great too. Comes in with his hair dyed and shit. So he doesn't even work there then. His character basically doesn't work there.
Yeah, they said he is a
just,
quality
like, sits
assurance
there.
manager.
Everything okay? Everything's cool, dude. At 30. Well, in November I'll be 30. That is Northern Lights Cannabis Indica. No. It's marijuana.
Oh man, dude, fucking Dwight is a great character.
I like Dwight. Dwight was the reason I got into The Office.
Yeah.
But the more I watch it, every time I rewatch it, I can't stand him sometimes, dude. He gets so bad.
Yeah. They all have
flaws.
Yeah, they all have like a weird, like there's certain episodes where you can't stand each character.
Yeah.
But there's also episodes where you're like, this character's gold.
Oh, I like the less is more characters. Like Stanley isn't really a focus on it a lot of the time. I like Stanley a lot. Mm-hmm. Creed is amazing.
Yeah. Even Oscar has good scenes.
Yeah, Oscar's really good. Yeah.
He was in, I watched an episode of Sunny. It's the episode where they go to Suds. And Oscar is like the manager of Suds. And he's the guy that Frank gives the egg to, like in the fucking, a bunch of fucking random shit. I was like, oh shit, that's Oscar. I never noticed it before. He's in a couple things. I actually noticed him in something else not too long ago too.
You ever see the movie Waiting?
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie.
I would love it if they had a TV show of that. Because we both worked in restaurants, and it is so accurate. Like, insanely accurate. And I would love it if there was a show like that where it was just like...
Yeah, we should do it. I just need a camera. We'll shoot our own TV show.
I'd love to do a show about working in a nursing home kitchen, but there's so many HIPAA violations. Like just working in food service. There's not enough fucking comedies about that. I'd love to do the Office, but just call it The Kitchen.
The Kitchen, yeah.
The Store.
Yeah, what is the one? Employee of the Month is the one I'm thinking of. That one, Dane Cook, I think was in it. Was it Dane Cook? Yeah. That one was pretty interesting. Who else was in that?
Wasn't it Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
They worked together a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty decent too.
I love the one, was it, yeah, Dane Cook is in Waiting too. Mm-hmm. It's Ryan Reynolds and,
that one fucking...
Justin Turner? No, Justin...
Timberlake?
No.
I don't know his name. But...
Oh my god, he's in F is for Family. Justin...
Verlander?
No. Let me see.
Justin Wren?
He's in
Justin.tv.
Justin Long. Holy shit. He's in Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what his name was. I don't think that might be the first time I've ever heard his name. I know that guy. I've seen him.
Yeah, he's
times.
in
Yeah.
Accepted. South Harmony.
That was good too.
That movie is wicked.
That was a really good movie.
Yeah, and Idiocracy. Idiocracy is Steve Carell, right? Where he goes to the future and everything's fucked.
I can't remember who's in that movie.
It's got to be Steve Carell.
No, I think it's. Oh my god, I don't know his name either, but he's in a bunch of shit too.
Oh, it's Luke Wilson.
Yeah, he's wicked good. Yeah, that was a great movie too, and it's a movie that like I feel like it kind of like is under the radar too.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it is going to happen. Terry Crews is in it.
No, he's Owen Wilson's brother. Yeah, Terry Crews is the fucking president.
Yeah.
He does all the advertising. It's got what plants crave.
Rondo. Yeah, it's basically like a Gatorade ripoff. Fucking, I love that fucking Chrome remote desktop. Have you ever used that? That shit where you can control your computer from your phone.
Oh yeah.
They used to have like in fucking my old computer classes in high school.
Was it, what the fuck was the teacher's name?
Lorian,
which fucking...
He used to have, he could monitor everybody's desktops. And what was funny was, like, I didn't know he could do that. And then I was playing a game or some shit one day and fucking my mouse just starts moving itself. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm like, is the fucking mouse fucked up and shit? He probably was watching me. He probably was watching me do it. And he closed it out, Yep. And I looked up and he kind of like looked back at me and I was like, wait, was that him? And then I fucking started typing shit to him. I was like, I started typing like, I can fucking see you and shit. Like I was fucking like,
I remember I had DDP with Jesse Strasberg and, we would do our whole project because the class was the whole period. We'd be able to finish our entire assignment in like 10 minutes on Autodesk. And then him and I would play Bloons Tower Defense. Mm-hmm. I remember there was one day Reeser fucking pulled, cause you could look at the screen.
Dude, that was the best fucking class.
And he would have the smartboard on and he would go to everybody's screen and see what we were doing. And he fucking had other people watch me and Jesse play Bloons Tower Defense.
Yeah. What's funny is that he can see all the computers just from where he was sitting. Cause it was like all on the circle anyway. From when I was there. But he used to play like Brian Regan and shit, like on random days. Like,
what the fuck did we do?
It was always after lunch, so I was already in a relaxed mode. Yeah. So I just fucking, I would just do nothing, cause you could do your shit so fast. And then I'd like look at my Halo 3 service record and shit, like do nothing productive for that entire period.
There was the one kid that I remember he had, it was like once a week he would put Minecraft on like the school drive.
Yeah.
So like you could go to the library and like the one row would be all kids just playing Minecraft because the Minecraft was on all those drives.
Yeah. They used to have
kids
a
had
website.
Halo. Kids had Halo on at one point. Like, I remember kids brought Halo in and put it in the fucking
there
school
used to be
servers.
a website that could bypass like the school's like firewall kind of shit, or not firewall. What do they call that? Intranet or some shit. You could
Citrix,
bypass their sites that are blocked. So there was a site you could go to and you could type in an address in that and it would go through it because it would just think that it was the site that you were already on. And everybody used that and eventually it got blocked and everybody got pissed.
I remember the day Reddit got blocked. And that's when I had to make a new account. I
wasn't on Reddit back then.
My friend Joe showed me Reddit my freshman year of high school. So that would have been like fucking 2010. 2009.
Yeah, Bungie.net was my social media back then. Because all I played was Halo 3.
What was the other one? GameFAQs. We used to be on GameFAQs all the time. They shut that down.
Yeah.
Well, the school shut it down, not GameFAQs itself.
Well, it probably doesn't exist anymore.
You'd be surprised, actually.
GameSpy used to be a fucking server. Like, you could find servers on it. You used to have to download GameSpy and Halo. And then you could finally fucking play multiplayer games. But if you didn't have GameSpy, you're fucked. Because they couldn't, for some reason, build it into their game themselves.
What was the game? I downloaded GameSpy, and then I had to go online. It was like America's Army or something. Or
yeah.
It was the Alien vs. Predator games, the really old ones.
Oh, yeah.
You had to use GameSpy to use, and I ended up...
yeah, that's right.
My family desktop got, like, hacked, and, like, the desktop... bricked, like it just fucking shat the bed, and I was never allowed to play video games.
That was a good game, that Alien
the
versus
old
Predator.
AVP games, dude.
I liked that the 360 one was a lot like it though. Like they kind of brought that same concept back, which was nice. Playing as the alien was just savage. You could just pounce on everything.
My only problem with those games was that the fucking campaign was so short.
Yeah.
Like the newer one. The older ones, it was so long. And
the newer one, you're basically playing the same campaign, but like it's all at the same time, I think.
Yeah, it was, chronologically, it was like the alien starts out and then the Marines show up and then the Predator shows up.
Yeah.
The multiplayer was so sweet. I remember, when the demo came out, the demo was just the one game mode, which was deathmatch, and it was on the one map, which was like the underground foundry. But I remember getting on with like my high school friends, and we would be like, all right, well, we're gonna have one person be the alien and everybody else is gonna be Marines. And Marines don't kill each other. We're gonna see how long it takes the alien to get like 20 kills. And it was like when online gaming was fun and people weren't so conceited and played with each other, and we weren't adults and working, and it was the golden years, like from the age of like 13 to like 20, 13 and 19.
Yeah, I mean, I it was weird because either I was playing a computer game or I was sitting with MySpace open with AIM, just talking to people.
Yep. I remember we used Skype. I remember we got a second phone line in the house because I was on the phone all the time because I didn't have a headset, and I don't think when I got one, I think my internet provider didn't let me use like voice over the VoIP thing. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was so revolutionary when I finally got my own computer.
Right?
Could use the internet whenever.
I remember I got my first laptop when I was 13, and I had to do so many chores because I had like $400 saved up, and my grandma took me to Staples on my birthday.
I mean, nowadays you can get a computer for $400.
Yeah, I could get like a computer that I could buy now for $400 would blow that Toshiba out of the water.
Realistically, yeah. But I mean, the thing is, you can build like a good computer for $400, but you're getting bare bones. Mm-hmm. Like you're gonna have to buy if you don't have a desk, first of all, you got to get a desk. Then you got to get a fucking mouse, keyboard, monitors, because a lot of people want more than one.
Headphones.
I can't even imagine going back to one monitor now. Like I'm so used to having two. It's not. I wouldn't know what to do with one. I feel too claustrophobic. Even 3 monitors is what I'd probably would like to do. But I would probably end up spending $600, $700 total.
Yeah, when I built my computer my junior year of high school, I spent $1,600.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't touched it in over a year. The power supply blew. And I have the parts for my desk, but I don't have any of the screws. I have a fucking huge plexiglass desk that I've had since I was like 15. And when I moved out of my apartment last year and moved back home, I lost the bag of screws. So I just have...
You can't just get screws? Like
no, they're not like... I know, I mean, I probably could just buy...
I'm sure you can.
I'm a lazy
somewhere.
fuck, man. I don't have enough time to be on my computer, man. I barely have enough time to be able to do this.
I mean, I barely use my computer. It's so weird because now you're like... There's so many other devices like Xbox and PlayStation and all that shit. You pretty much can do what you'd be doing on your computer anyway. You know? I think that's... I get it.
What's up with your screen? Why is your screen going pink and stuff?
Because that monitor is like fucking 80 years old.
Gotcha.
But it's like, I get computers. I know why people would want to use them. You can do pretty much anything on them. But for what I use, it's like I can do it all on my Xbox.
Yeah, for sure.
YouTube, games. That's about it, you know. Netflix.
Yeah, like I usually have, like I'm on my Xbox on my main TV, and then I have my laptop next to me, and then I have my phone. Mm-hmm. So I have my laptop usually on.
Yeah, and even just phones can do pretty much what computers can do now. And it's crazy because even if I have my computer on, like I said, that remote desktop, I can do all that shit from my phone. So like, I'm controlling 2 monitors.
And you have a tablet somewhere, don't you?
All the shit, yeah. All the shit's connected now too. So it's like with my phone, I can control both TVs, my computer, my fucking like my bed. Like I can control my I can turn my air conditioner on and off with my phone now.
That's crazy.
It's like, it's one of these days, it's like these smart homes and shit too. You can do all that shit with your phone. Like I know people that have like, you can turn your lights on, you can turn your...
That's what we have at my house.
Yeah, you can change from fucking, I could be in Fulton and turn my fucking,
we have, the thermostat,
temperature up.
The thermostat, the door locks, the lights.
Yeah.
Everything is connected. My dad's truck, so he could turn his truck on. So, like, if we're in the living room and he's like, oh, we gotta go, we'll, like, he'll turn his truck on, wait for it to cool down, then we'll go in his truck, and then he'll just lock the doors, turn the lights off from his phone, then we'll leave. It's insane.
Yeah.
I gotta go to the bathroom, something fierce. I think we're just getting to an hour. We started at 6:10.
Yeah, 49 minutes. What do you want to do? You want to call it?
Yeah, let's cash in.
All right. So that's it. GG, everybody. Talk to you soon. Clear Shots is available on any of your favorite podcast platforms. ClearShotsPodcast.com is the best place to find all of our social media links. You can find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at ClearShotsPod. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.